people think their life is shaped by what's happening around them, their circumstances, their environment, what they're going through. But what if that's not actually what's shaping your experience at all? Because something much more subtle is happening. Where you place your attention is quietly shaping the reality you live in every single day. And once you start to see it, you can't unsee it. I've noticed something lately. It feels like people are living in completely different worlds. Some people feel hopeful. They're building, growing, focusing on their future. And other people feel like everything is collapsing, like the world is about to fall apart. And what's wild is they're looking at the same world, but experiencing it completely differently. So what's actually causing that? I think what we're seeing right now is what a lot of people are calling a timeline split. Not in the sense that people are suddenly disappearing into another dimension overnight, but in a much more grounded, practical way, where your focus and your beliefs are shaping the version of reality you experience. And when I started really paying attention to this, I noticed a pattern. The 3 mindsets. This is something I've been noticing for a while now. There seem to be 3 general mindsets people are living in right now. The first group is people who are waiting. A lot of people in religion are waiting for a rapture, waiting for tribulation, waiting for everything to collapse. And when you're in that mindset, you're not really living your life. You're just watching the world waiting for disaster. And I understand that mindset because I used to be there. About 10 years ago, I truly believed the end was right around the corner. I stopped living my life and became focused on preparing for collapse, how to survive, what was coming next. So when COVID hit and the lockdown started, I already had food, water, and medicine stored. I was convinced this is it. This is the beginning of the end. But now, here we are, years later, and what I see is something really interesting. The same patterns are still repeating. I've moved on from that mindset, but I see a lot of people waking up and falling right into it, just in a different form with different headlines. The second group is people who are just struggling through life. They're not really thinking about the bigger picture. They're just trying to get through the day, dealing with stress, bills, work, all of it. And that becomes their entire reality. And I've been in that place too. For a long time, I thought I was doing everything right. I had what I believed was a strong relationship with God. I was following the rules, doing what I was taught. But my life still felt like a constant struggle. And I remember being told that was normal, that if you're really on the right path, you're going to be attacked more. So I accepted that struggle as part of life. But looking back now, I can see that I wasn't thriving, I was surviving. And for a long time, I didn't even realize there was another way to live. And then there's a third group of people. People who are choosing to focus on something different. Not ignoring what's happening in the world, but not letting it consume them either. These are people who are doing the inner work. They're healing. They're becoming more aware of their thoughts, their patterns, their reactions. They're building their lives, their health, their relationships, their purpose. They're actually living. And I'll be honest, this is where I am now. And it didn't happen overnight. This came from years of doing the work, questioning what I was taught, healing old patterns, stepping out of fear. And what I found on the other side of that is peace, clarity, and a life that actually feels good to live. My family is thriving. We're building, we're growing, we're looking forward, not constantly bracing for impact. And that doesn't mean life is perfect. It just means I'm no longer living in survival mode. And when I started really stepping back and looking at all of this, I realized something. It wasn't just that my life changed. It was that what I was focused on changed. And that changed everything. Wherever your attention goes, that's the world you start experiencing. If you spend your time constantly looking for signs of collapse, corruption, and destruction, that's what your mind will show you more and more of. But if you focus on building a better life, healing yourself, improving your relationships, growing spiritually, your world starts to look completely different. I've seen this play out in my own life. The moment I changed what I was focusing on, everything else started to shift with it. Not overnight, but consistently. And that's when I realized this isn't random. There's a pattern to it. This is actually something that's been really interesting to watch lately. Right now, a lot of people are suddenly outraged about certain things in the news, like the Epstein files. And look, corruption is real. But this kind of information isn't actually new. So watching people suddenly spiral into panic and hopelessness now is interesting, because awareness doesn't have to lead to despair. You can understand the darkness in the world and still choose to build something better. Awareness is important, but what you do with that awareness matters even more. So when people talk about a timeline split, I don't think it's something happening outside of us. I think it's something happening through us, through our focus, our beliefs, and the state we live in every single day. Because your mind doesn't show you reality. It shows you the version of reality you've trained it to see. And most people aren't even aware they're doing it. So if you feel like your world is heavy, chaotic, or constantly negative, it's not about pretending everything is fine. It's about becoming aware of what you're feeding your mind and asking yourself, is this creating the life I actually want to live? The question isn't whether the world is ending. The question is, what kind of world are you choosing to build while you're here? Because whether you realize it or not, you're already building one. And if you're in a season where you're trying to shift your focus or just need something small each day to bring you back to yourself, I've been posting daily short messages over on my Soul Sparks channel. Just simple reminders to help you stay grounded, clear, and connected. I'll link that below if you want to check it out. And until next time, be blessed. Namaste.